Welcome back to the rest of the story. Today's big project was doing this right here. We're on the downward slope as far as getting this other bin emptied out. The Sioux bin is moving along really nicely. The only problem is that it can only run so fast. When we're loading semis out, this can fill a semi wide open, running at capacity in about 20 minutes. So we are making a really good time. Seems how we didn't start doing this until about 1 o'clock this afternoon. It is currently 6:15. And Ryan's been moving right along here. We've been kind of taking turns. I was watching it earlier on, and I had a bunch of other jobs that I wanted to get done, a bunch of other chores. I have a list about as long as my arm that I want to get done yet tonight. Both the carts are loaded full, waiting for a semi to show up, probably early tomorrow morning. Excuse me. The Sioux Cup bin is not going to be filled by this. This bin, ideally we're going to have it almost to the top of that top ring. We are not going to fill it up to the roof or touching the roof because that would be pretty much overfilling it. And we don't feel like we really need to do that. Seems how we have another 20,000 bushel bin sitting right here. This one can't be filled all the way to the top because of the stirrator in it, but we're going to try to get them at least as full as we feel comfortable. And I'm already looking at selling this crop for next spring already. The markets have come up a little bit, which is a little bit of a relief. But the problem is that they were up yesterday and they were down about a third of what they gained yesterday today. But that is grain markets. This job overall, as far as getting this auger set up, really wasn't all that bad. What required the most amount of attention was my little gravel ramp that I made last night. That took about 6 good scoops of gravel out of our gravel pile. It didn't do too bad for guesstimating where it needed to be. I didn't have to add to it or anything today yet. So you can see, ran straight up on and we're centered her up really nicely in the bin. The wind has finally died down where the dust isn't whirling around in here too bad. It was practically like a whirlwind earlier. Dust, we really can't avoid it. I do have the fan going on the Sioux Cup bin to try to blow out as much dust out of this grain as it's going in as we can. There are no stirrators in there. If anybody that is new to the channel is not aware of that. But it's gonna take, I don't know, a little bit more to top it off, and it really didn't take much to set this up. I'm really happy with it. For being able to back the auger in first, which I have no footage of setting it up. It's my fault. I didn't bring my magnetic camera mount tonight, or today. Man, everything's gonna be covered in dust. Then we'll be looking for all that rain we had to get everything washed up again, right? But it's a really simple setup. We couldn't have asked for it to work any better than what it did. This was all in our heads. This was going to work in theory. It wasn't until I went and started backing it up to the bin and started to sight in where everything was going to line up, we realized it was going to work as well as it does. Simple as backing the gravity wagon in, and it's just a steady stream out of the bin, into the wagon, and into the grain auger. The grain auger can run faster than the bin can empty it out, so there's actually a bit of a backlog into the wagon. The reason we do that is because if we have that door opened up where it can dump from the bin with the door wide enough where it's coming out as fast as it can out of the wagon into the sweep, what happens is there's a little pile of corn there by that sweep. That corn wants to come out of the wagon as fast as it's dropping out of the auger, and you can see it's not coming out consistently because that is an auger coming up, dumping out of the top. And what problem is that when it's dropping from that high up and there's nothing there to slow it down to come out of the wagon, what it really does is just makes a mess because the corn comes out, hits that chute, and it just goes everywhere. So having a bunch of corn in the wagon beforehand, well, as it's running, it's kind of like a cushion. I guess that's the best way to describe it. The grain auger, it doesn't bother me one bit at all that this is actually idling. We're running about 1100 RPMs. I've had this up to about 1500 when I've been filling a bin, like with the wagon, and I need to get out of here. I think my best time was about a full wagon, that Easy Trail over there. I think my best time was about 7 minutes. And that's running at about 1500 RPMs and basically just dumping it in. Works great. This auger, this Mayreth, is a really nice auger. It's used. But seriously, if it was me, I would go buy a brand new one. We looked into Westfields and they came across as a little bit lighter. At least that's what I've been told. I haven't looked at the flighting as close as people have been telling me I should have. But the flighting, I guess, in those Westfields, wind's changing. They wear a little bit quicker. So that was something that was brought to my attention after the fact when we got this auger here. So I guess we saved ourselves a bunch of trouble. So for running, we did stop for maybe 45 minutes. In about 5 hours, I mean, if we started this, the full bin, started in the morning, we'd be done by 5 o'clock. In under 2 hours, I'm expecting this to be pretty well emptied out. The sweep is run about halfway around the bin. I guess I can probably show you that real quick before I end this video. And we're not gonna go through and sweep it out or anything like that. We're really just gonna let the sweep run around twice. That leaves just a thin little layer of corn in there. That's not gonna hurt anything. And we're gonna go ahead and close it back up, shut the pressure doors, and get ready to fill it again. You can see it is, oh, there's something on the horizon I don't like to see, all the clouds coming up. But it is a beautiful day out. The wind died down. The wind was kind of crummy here earlier, but blue sky the last couple days. The wind, as much as I'm really not crazy about it, it was nice for drying the ground out. Hopefully the beans, I hear that a lot of guys are starting to run as far as combining soybeans right now. I got like this close to going out and trying soybeans this afternoon, but I have too many obligations that I have to keep up with right now, that tomorrow morning, assuming it looks like this, again tomorrow morning, I'm gonna try to, or we're all gonna try to get at least started on soybeans tomorrow. If we can get a truck in and at least get these beans hauled out of here as fast as we can harvest them, ideally that's what we're gonna aim for. Ideally. Plans on the farm never work the way you plan them out. We just kind of roll the punches, and any obstacles you come across, you just deal with them. The part I really wasn't crazy about myself out of this whole setup really is setting the auger up myself. That's probably the one part about harvest that I really don't look forward to is setting the auger up to the bin and taking it down from the bin. I'm so paranoid that the auger is gonna tip over on us. I mean, it really doesn't have that wide of a wheelbase, and when they're that high up in the air with the wind blowing like it was today, even worse yesterday, I do worry about it tipping over on us, especially coming up that ramp. When I just built that last night, it was a little soft. That'd be a complete and total nightmare if we drop this auger over. So you just try to do your best and be careful. I gotta move on to my next chore for the night, so I'll give you guys a quick look in the bin, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And you can see it is really dusty, but just the fact that it runs so fluid, it's not a complex setup, and the fact that we had it set up and running in like 20 minutes or less was really nice. See if you guys can see in here. Get past Ryan. Yeah, so we are about not quite halfway around as far as the sweep goes, but it does a really nice job getting this cleaned out. Ryan's throwing corn at everybody. Well, that's all I got for tonight, guys. Well, actually I have a lot to do yet tonight, but that's running on the hope that we'll be combining tomorrow. So with that, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow or next time.